fighting for those that inspire.
Please help WEEI and NESN strike out cancer. Please call 877-738-1234 to make a gift.
Now, back to Jones and Keith and the WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon.
Year 23, WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance. Day one here today, Jones and Keith at Fenway Park. A reminder, you can sign up as a monthly donor today, and you will be entered to win an exclusive Fenway Park tour, including a behind-the-scenes look at the WEEI and NESN studios, Keith.
Ooh.
Those WEEI studios.
Yeah, get in there.
Are something to go check out. Winner will be selected this week. You can join Jimmy's team, our monthly giving program, and a meaningful gift will be charged on your credit card each month. It's an easy way to support the work of Dana-Farber all year long. Call 877-738-1234 or go to jimmyfund.org. You can sign up today. You can also text cancer to give any amount to 56512. We're joined now by Charlie Davies, former Revs striker and radio analyst, joining us here on day one. Charlie, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
You were just telling us off the air about your story and your experience with cancer, and you actually said in the past, I know this isn't your first time on even speaking with Rich, that you've heard from some people who have gone out and caught things early based on your story. So what can you tell us, and why are you here today?
Yeah, for me, whenever Dana-Farber needs something, my hand's always raised. Dana-Farber, Boston Children's Hospital, even Brigham Women's, Mass General, anything in the healthcare sector, I know how important it is, not just for yourself, but just for our communities. So in my story in particular, I was a Revs player. I was trying to get back on the U.S. men's national team, and for people who know my story, I went through a tragic car accident, and it took me a year and a half to get back, but I did. And it wasn't until I got to the New England Revolution where I finally understood my new body. I fractured my femur and my tib and fib in my right leg, ruptured bladder, elbow fracture, but I had rods in my legs, and I was just off balance. And finally, I figured it out. And so I'm moving forward. I was the team's leading goal scorer. And the next year, my wife's water broke around 25 weeks, literally a week before the season. And so, you're like, wait, what's going on? And so now I'm in the hospital. They gave us the all clear. She was going to be on bed rest for the rest of her pregnancy. So I was able to fly to Houston. I scored in that first game of the season. So everything's going well. And then being in the NICU every day to support my wife, and it just weighs on you, and you're not eating right, sleeping right, which eventually led to injuries. So I pulled the groin muscle in a game, got a scan, and you don't always get scans for muscle pulls, but I did for this one, and they found a tumor, which eventually led me to Dana-Farber. So I had a liposarcoma cancer. My kids were in the NICU for 92 days at Brigham Women's. I had surgery, I think, on June 2nd. The boys get out on June 14th. The boys are happy and healthy. They're 9 years old. I coached them on their youth soccer team. And I've been the athlete who goes and visits children, whether it's at Dana-Farber Jimmy Fund, whether it's at the Boston Children's Hospital, and you're seeing how resilient these kids are and how special they are and how they're going through, and their families are going through incredible difficulties. And you're there to just brighten their day for a minute, for an hour, whatever it is, to make them forget about what they're going through every day. And here I am now on the flip side, and I was super worried. Now I'm that guy. And will I have a long, healthy life? Will I get to see my kids grow old? Will I get to be, someone who can have a constant impact? And so fear, scared. But here I am today, always looking to find positives in life, always looking to inspire people. And whether that's through soccer or just that's through life, having conversations, that's kind of how I live my day.
Have you and your wife ever had a chance to catch your breath after all that happened? I mean, just one of those things is an unbelievable life-changing experience for all that to happen at once. Has there ever been a moment, or is it just since then you guys have been like
No, it's
chaos?
go.
Yeah,
It's always
add that.
chaos,
Yeah.
and I keep adding jobs. You
Yeah.
know, I'm the club ambassador for the New England Revolution. No, let's go into the booth. So now I'm the broadcast analyst with my partner Brad Feldman, and then you're saying, okay, let's do CBS, let's do MLS, let's do NBC Sports Boston, and now I'm a journalist. Like, who would have thought? I write for the Athletic and the New York Times. So life is full of surprises, and I think I'm a perfect example of live life to the fullest. Try different things. Be excited to live. Be excited to inspire. And if I can change the life of one person, I've done my job. And so that's how I look at it.
You mentioned you're coaching the 9-year-olds. How's it being on that side of things? With probably, I imagine, parents yelling at you and parents yelling at refs, and like, how's the youth sports coaching experience going?
It's incredible. It's so fulfilling. You hear that parents are really the worst part of coaching, not the kids or the refs. The refs can be tough sometimes, but it's the parents. No, I get no flack or negative comments from the parents that I'm around. I think they all know I'm here to help all kids, and I'll be on the sideline coaching my team, and I see a kid on the other side, he make a mistake, and I'll be like, hey, next time, and then the kids will be like, hey, coach our team, don't coach them. But no, the kids, they're so excited every single day. My goal, I tell the parents every time, you don't always make the teams. Like, I was a kid that tried out for teams and I didn't make it. You know, and
What team was that?
So I tried out for the Eastern Regional team.
Okay.
So this is soccer.
Yeah.
I was like,
13.
this is another sport.
I didn't make it.
Yeah.
Wrestling is a sport I picked up in high school. I tried out for the varsity basketball team. My advisor was the head coach of the varsity basketball team, and he still was like, you're not ready for it. JV. So I was like, my Spanish teacher said, hey, come to the wrestling team. We have a varsity spot. I had never wrestled before. That year I was a New England champion, and I was a 3-time New England champion.
Wow.
And I was a All-American. I finished 3rd place my senior year.
Wow.
And wrestling, those 4 years of wrestling helped define my soccer career. I would have never been the soccer player had I not wrestled. And
I have
that's
some
just
inside info, Jones.
14
So I went to St. Paul School.
Yeah.
The best high school in the country.
Yeah, brag.
Charlie went to Brooks.
Oh.
And he's a couple years younger than me, and so I didn't play soccer, but I had friends that played soccer, and I remember them saying, like, there's a kid on Brooks who's not fair. He's not fair to play against. He's way better than everybody else in the league, and that was Charlie.
And by the way,
yeah.
I did apply to St. Paul's. They put me on the wait list.
So listen,
it was easy for me. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to Brooks School. You know?
So there's one thing you didn't get into. There you go.
Exactly.
How about that?
No, but for parents, I think it's so important to know your kid is not going to be an All-American as an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, even 14-year-old. They're not always going to be the best player on their team. And even if they are, sure enough, come 15, 16, 17, there's going to be new kids that come up, and I think it's just important to have them understand, to get the best values of being a teammate, to get the best values of understanding what work ethic is. And that's what I bring them. I instill that in them from the very moment they start playing with me.
Is it too much for some of these kids? Like, so my daughter's 6, so like she's sort of getting into it. But like I have a nephew that's on like a couple of teams. It seems like his whole week is just soccer, and it feels like, I don't know, maybe shouldn't be that much.
No, for me,
Yeah.
I make sure they understand. I want you to play as many sports as you
yeah.
can. That's how you really grow. You take things and you learn things from different sports.
Well,
so
you
my
said-
kids
you
play
said-
lacrosse.
And you said it from wrestling, like your
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
experience, just
How that
cross-training
helps.
in other sports, how that helps. So they also play lacrosse.
Yeah, they're with Massachusetts is the program, and
Wow, that's a good name.
That is a good.
for me, I've
good
never,
name.
I don't know if there's any lax people in here, but I've never experienced lacrosse. I learned about it in high school, but I really don't know the game. These kids are intense. These parents are intense. I'm in a whole new world, but the coaching is phenomenal. They love it. So.
I think you're very lucky that you haven't had a lot of bad parental experiences
Yeah.
yet. My son's only 7, and I've seen a lot of angry parents in my time. So Charlie Davies, former Revs striker, a Revs analyst as well.
Yes.
On the radio. Thanks for coming in, sharing your story. I know, again, I started by saying this, but you mentioned when you've been on the telethon previously, people have reached out to you and said, your story inspired them to go get a screening and catch things early, and so that's why we have people like you on. So thank you for coming out. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
You get to see Keith again,
Of course.
which is always good. And a reminder, you can donate toll-free 877-738-1234 or online jimmyfund.org. Easiest way for a lot of people to do it. You can text K-Cancer to 56512 to give any amount.
Donate. I'm telling you right now, donate.
It's a good.
The people, not only are you saving the children, but you're helping families. You're helping these doctors do incredible things. I can tell you firsthand, they are just wonderful people. You go into Dana-Farber, everyone's smiling, and you're like, what's going on? And they make you feel comfortable. So please donate. Even if it's $1, whatever you can, just give, because it really makes a difference.
Well, and the tote board was updating behind you. We're up over 370,000 now as well. But certainly a great message there from Charlie Davies.